All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the hopeful elect, pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. This is Brother Dequar from the DC camp, coming back at you with another lesson. And I'm entitled this one, Judge So Others May Fear. Because in um, this world is a godless society, man. They're not held to any standard. Especially in America, Babylon, they say it's the land of the free, when we all know that means free to break the laws of the Heavenly Father. Because the so-called white man, he has his own laws, which he upholds to the ones that can't pay to get off of it, you know. But it's really to break the Lord's laws. Well, we are judges, and we judging according to the law of the Lord. And of course, there's two different types of judging, which that's another lesson. But in Israel, Yasharallah, we always had judges, which was supposed to uphold the law so that others may fear. So we are held to a standard, which is how you know that Christianity is false when they say the law is done away with and things like that. They have no understanding of the scriptures, because when you have judgment of the law, it's supposed to deter you of breaking the law. Let me look up that word deterrent. All right. That word is a thing that discourages or is intended to discourage someone from doing something. So that is what the judgment from the law was supposed to do, or was designed to do. Now today, we just we do certain things where there's minor judgments, but there is no like judgments unto death and things of that nature. All right. So without further ado, let me just jump straight into the lesson. This is Ecclesiastes 8 verse 11. It says, "Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil." See, so when judgment is not executed speedily, you know, the hearts of the sons of men is fully setting them to do evil. So because they see that they're not being judged for what they're doing, they're gonna continue to keep doing what they're doing, because they don't think it's nothing wrong with what they're doing, because nobody ever said anything to it. Just like today, where you have a homosexual son or homosexual family member, and everybody just says it's okay, they still love them, and then they're not cast it out or anything like the scriptures say, or even put to death as the scriptures say. They're supposed to be casted out in these days. You know, it just encourages more and more people to become homosexuals, man. And that's why Esau pushes this in his media, you know, so that plague can spread. All right. Well, we had laws that stopped that and put it out of their sight. So that's what I'm gonna get into. I'm gonna get this one real quick. No, Psalms. This is Psalms 12 and verse 8. It says, "The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted." See? So that's when it's spread. All right? The wicked is going to walk. The wicked is walking on, especially right now in America, in this world, this present world. The wicked is walking on every side, man, because the vilest men are exalted, man. You know, you get props, or you get commended for doing wickedness, man. So what does that do? That encourages more people to do wickedness. When you try to be righteous, you get shunned. You get pushed to the corner, and people don't want to deal with that. So they continue to do things that is wicked. All right. Let me pull up the Apocrypha. What the heck is it? This is Sirach 10 and verse 1. "A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of the prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein." Okay? And that's true, man. That's why the men of the Lord, they're supposed to order their houses correctly, and then that's how you build a household, which builds tribes, which builds nations, man. And that's how we're gonna judge the world. All right, but it starts with us first. So I'm gonna just get a few examples of in the scriptures of judgments that deterred. But first, let me get 1 Timothy 5 and verse 20. It says, man, this is 1 Timothy 5 verse 20. Them that sin rebuke before all, that others also may fear. See? So now, like, we like we don't carry out the judgments, but we do read out of the law. The scriptures say, be instant in season, out of season. Rebuke, exhort with all exhortation, because it's profitable unto men. So that's what we do now. If you see someone going off, they sinning, rebuke them, and rebuke them before all, so that others may fear. Okay? Because you never know. You got brothers that's just coming in the faith, and you see them getting, they watching brothers, and if you as a leader are not getting on, if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, or you're not checking certain men for not doing what they supposed to be doing, they gonna feel as though that's what they supposed to do, man. That they're not being held. They're gonna be held. They're gonna think that they're supposed to be held to that same standard. So you're supposed to rebuke before all, so that they may fear and do better. Okay. Now, let me get this, because Paul did the same. This is 1 Timothy 18 1 Timothy 1 verse 18. This charge I commit unto thee, son Timothy, according to the prophecies which went before on thee, that thou by them mightest war a good warfare, holding faith and a good conscience, which some, having put away concerning faith, have made shipwreck, of whom Hymenaeus and Alexander, whom I have delivered unto Satan, that they may learn not to blaspheme. Which meaning that he cast them out. Certain men has been casted out. You see, the apostles will cast them out, certain men out, and videos will be made on them. That others may fear, that others may not be presumptuous or do as these men did, because they was walking contrary to the Spirit. All right, so that's what he did, and he was telling Timothy, man, this is what you're supposed to be doing as that leader. And you see the apostles, they tell people, they tell the camp leaders, if men is not on fire, you're supposed to kick them out, man. You see? That's just one example. Let me get, Titus. This is Titus 1 in verse 10. It says, for there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. One of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said, the Cretans are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies. This witness is true. Wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. See? So you're supposed to rebuke them that they may be sound in the faith, man. If not them, if they don't get it, the others around them. You see the apostles, they rebuke other camps that's going off, and then they tell certain men, that you should have said something. You got I forgot his name, the one who left IUIC, and now he's teaching in the name of Yahushua. He should have been said something, which is good that he's doing it now. All right, but when he was amongst them men, you were supposed to rebuke them. Hey, even Paul rebuked Peter when Peter he pretty much shunned the Gentiles, man. Because he was afraid of what the circumcision might say. But they wasn't walking soundly in the faith, man. Okay, Now I'm gonna get into the examples of well, I did have a couple more in this one. I'm trying to think of which one it was. Anyway, let me get into the Old Testament real quick, and I'm gonna jump back. I'm gonna jump to the Old Testament examples, and this is when they actually was carrying out the laws. We had our own land, and we was able to do certain things. Okay. This is Deuteronomy 13, and I'm gonna start from the top. It says, "If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, Let us go after other gods which thou hast not known, and let us serve them." So in this case, if you were speaking of Yahweh Shai, you praying in the name of Yahweh Shai, and then all of a sudden somebody say, "Nah, let's not speak in those names. Let's speak in the name of the Most High in Christ." You're supposed to say something. All right. It says, "Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams, for Yahweh your power proveth you, to know whether ye love Yahweh your power with all your heart and with all your soul." So if somebody do pop up saying that stuff, it's to prove you, to see if you really love the Lord, if you were seeking him out for yourself and not just of what men say. "Ye shall walk after Yahweh your power and fear him and keep his commandments and obey his voice, and you shall serve him and cleave unto him." Yeah, because it ain't about cleaving into no man, it's about cleaving into the Lord. Now if that man is cleaving into the Lord, then yeah, you follow that man. But if he's not, you're supposed to know the difference, because you were supposed to be studying on the Lord for yourself. All right. It says, and that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he has spoken to turn you away from Yahweh your power, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which Yahweh your power or thy power commanded thee to walk in. So shalt thou put the evil away from the midst of thee. See, and that's why that prophet. See, nowadays you can't put these false prophets to death, man. There's no order, and that's the way it's designed to be, because now you're seeing who really for the Lord and who not. But back in the day, that prophet would get put to fucking death, man. And it was putting that evil away from the midst of thee, man, so that it wouldn't spread. Same with thy brothers, watch, or your family members. Verse 6, it says, "If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or the son of thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, Let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, namely of the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee or far off from thee, from the one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth." Yeah, because right now we're in Babylon, where you got all these different nations around us, man, when they all serve their own gods, man. Then you got certain men that have traveled somewhere and be like, "See, you ain't been nowhere, so how do you know that that's the truth?" This is what I found. Hey, man, if it ain't the God that we've learned, this is what's going to happen. It says, verse 8, "Thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shall thine eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him," meaning don't hide it. "But thou shalt surely kill him. Thine hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hand of all the people." Yeah. So even if they of your own soul, you love them dearly. But if they start saying something crazy and try to draw you away from the Lord, they were supposed to get put to death. Now you're just supposed to, hey, man, mark them and stay away from them, man. Okay? Where was I? Oh, yeah, you supposed to be the first to put your hands on them. And then all the other people that believe, all the rest of the believers, man. It says, "And thou shalt stone him with stones, that he die, because he has sought to thrust thee away from Yahweh thy power, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. And all Israel shall hear and fear, and shall do no more any such wickedness as this is among you." So, for one, they try to thrust you away from the Lord. So now you see how important of a relationship you're supposed to have with the Lord. He's number one, numero uno, man. Okay? But you're supposed to stone him with stones, and then it says that, "And all Israel shall hear and fear." Okay? So even if they wasn't there, they will hear what had happened, and they should fear, man. They should know that you don't play about the Lord, man. And now there's the rest of the believers, man. You know, and then they will do no more wickedness among us, man. Hey, and if you're not carrying out that judgment, how would they even know that it's wickedness? If you ain't even saying nothing about it. You know? So let me jump to another chapter. This is Deuteronomy 1, and I'm going to start from the top. 17 verse 1. It says, "Thou shalt not sacrifice unto Yahweh thy power any bullock or sheep wherein is blemish or any evil favoredness, for that is an abomination unto Yahweh thy power." And right now, we bring forth fruits meet for repentance, man. You know? So if someone not doing that, if they present themselves any kind of way unto the Lord, you got to call them out on it. "If there be found among you within any of thy gates which Yahweh thy power giveth thee, man or woman, to have wrought wickedness in the sight of Yahweh thy power, in transgressing his covenant, and have gone and served other gods and worshipped them, either the sun or moon or any of the hosts of heaven which I have not commanded, and it be told thee, and thou hast heard of it, and inquired diligently, and behold, it be true, and a thing certain, that such abominations is wrought in Israel, then shalt thou bring forth that man or that woman which have committed that wicked thing unto thy gates, even that man or that woman, and shalt stone them with stones till they die." So that was a judgment back then. You commit those sins, and a lot of them was worthy of death, they would get stoned, man. Okay? And you have Captain Tazariako, you have Sakari there, be amongst the unconscious community. I don't really watch that too often anymore, so I don't even know if they still doing it, but they were doing it. And you got these Jakes worshiping whole other gods, man. You know, but they call, "Oh, y'all still our brothers." You going to their award shows, man. That's off, man. You know? Because back in the ancient world, they were supposed to get put to death. So what do you look like befriending them today? Okay? Verse 6, "At the mouth of two or three, at the mouth of two witnesses or three witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death. But at the mouth of one witness he shall not be put to death. The hands of the witnesses shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterward the hands of all the people. So shalt thou put evil away from among you." So that's what the purpose of it. You judge so that evil will be put away from among you and from among our nation, man. You know, and this was, you goes on, people being presumptuous, and this is what it says. I'm gonna jump down because you know, in the interest of time, I want to get the point. It says, Deuteronomy 17 verse 13, "And all the people shall hear and fear and do no more presumptuously." You know. Well, let me first read verse 12. It says, And the man that will do presumptuously, and will not hearken unto the priest that standeth to minister there before Yahweh thy power, or unto the judge, even that man shall die, and thou shalt put away the evil from Israel. And all the people shall hear and fear and do no more presumptuously. So if you see someone doing an example that's wicked, you call him out on it. Or in the ancient world, he was put to death so that no one else would do what he did, acting presumptuously, man. You know, and we talking. Well, that's your. Matter of fact, let me get an example of someone that's being presumptuous, man. What you got these upstarts, the branches being presumptuous now, and it's our duty to call them out on it. But this is Acts 19 and verse 13. It says, "Then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the name of the Lord Yahushua, saying, We adjure you by Yahushua, whom Paul preacheth. And there were 7 sons of one Seba, a Jew and chief of the priests, which did so. And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahushua I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye? And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them, and overcame them, and prevailed against them, so that they fled out of that house naked and wounded. And this was known to all the Jews and Greeks also dwelling at Ephesus, and fear fell on them all, and the name of the Lord Yahushua was magnified." Right, so you had someone being presumptuous, they called a vagabond Jew. He just went out and started preaching as if he had the same clout as Yahushua or Paul. And the evil spirit jumped on him, whooped his ass, man. You know? Because he wasn't called to do that. He didn't go through the proper channels. You can't just pick up and make yourself a prophet of the Lord, man. The Lord is very serious business, man. It's like if you just all of a sudden called yourself for the mob, man. You false sets, you know. And it says, and that was known to all the Jews and the Greeks dwelling at Ephesus, and fear fell among them. You know, and the name of Yahushua was magnified because of that, man. You know, you can't just easily just jump in and do that thing, man. That's why there's a certain standard of men that's supposed to become and teach this word, man. Okay. Let me get one more example, maybe two. Then I'm gonna close. This is Deuteronomy 21 verse 21. No, Deuteronomy 21 verse 18. It says, if a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him will not hearken unto them, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out unto the elders of the city and unto the gates of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of the city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of the city shall stone him with stones, that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. See, now today you would think that that's harsh, that because he didn't listen to them, he was a glutton and a drunkard, and they brought him to the people and they stoned him to death. You would think that's harsh, man, today. But see, because today they don't even believe in whooping their children, man. Okay? But what would happen if you didn't do that? If you didn't whoop your children, the kid will become super spoiled, will do whatever they want. And you can't control them. You know? And then all other kids would do that. You see that amongst white people, man. White kids, man. So-called white people kids, man. They just talk to their parents any kind of way, and they end up being the damn shooters that's killing the whole fucking school. You know? But if you use that child as an example, all right, then you will put that evil away from among you, because all Israel is going to hear it and fear it. You know, so they're going to have their kids more in line so that wouldn't happen to them. And the kids will fear knowing the examples that will happen to those kids, man, that will act in such manner. All right. I got one more example in the New Testament. Acts 5. And I start from 5. I start from the top, and I'm gonna read fast. It says, but a certain man named Ananias, and with Sapphira his wife, sold a possession and kept back part of the price. His wife also being privy to it, and brought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet. But Peter said, Ananias, why has Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Spirit and kept back part of the price of the land? Whilst it remained, was it not thine own? And after it was sold, was it not thine own power? Why hast thou conceived this thing in thine heart? Thou hast not lied unto men, but unto the Most High. Right, because they was all giving up their possessions, and it became one. And he kept back part, which showed that lack of faith, you know? So he said, you didn't lie to men, you didn't lie unto me, but you lied unto the Most High. Verse 5, and Ananias, hearing these words, fell down and gave up the ghost, and great fear came on all them that heard these things. So the Lord, the Holy Spirit, and the Lord judged that man. And because of that, Peter rebuked him before all and said it. So when the Spirit gave up the ghost, all right, all others feared, and they knew not to do the same thing. All right, and the same thing happened with his wife, and great fear came upon the church, man, and all the people that heard those things, you know, and that would let people know that the Lord was nothing to be played with, man, you know. So us, you know, circling back, us as judges, we supposed to call out certain things, man. You know, we're not executing the judgment. Hey, Peter didn't execute the judgment. He called it out, and the Lord did his thing, man. You know? But you do that so that others may fear, man. Okay? You judge, or what they say, do we make void the law because we are under grace? No. You know? We don't make void the law. We uphold the law. Because the law is good. So we teach the law. We speak and call people out when they break it and when they sin. Rebuke before also others makes fear. So with that, Lord willing, that was edifying. Until the next lesson, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakadash. And I want to say Shalom.